Good morning, students. In previous class, we have discussed about the uricosuric drugs, which include allopurinol and probenecid. Then we studied about the hypnotics and sedatives, in which we have studied about the barbiturates and benzodiazepines. So today we will start the benzodiazepines in detail. So if we talk about the benzodiazepines, uh, the benzodiazepines are the group of structure related drugs they checked on the central nervous system. So the drugs which are included in this group, they are effective and they are used in the treatment of in as a central muscle relaxant. They are used in the treatment of anxiety, and also they are used as a anticonvulsant. So if we look at the classification of benzodiazepines, they are classified into the three categories. First one is short acting compounds, second one is medium acting compounds, and third one is long acting compounds. So what is the difference between short acting compounds, medium acting compounds, and long acting compounds? The basic difference between these three type of compound is duration of action. So the short acting compounds, they act for about 3 to 5 hours, and it includes the triazolam. And medium acting compounds, they act for about the 6 to 24 hours, and they include the oxazepam and alprazolam. And long acting compounds, their duration of action is about 24 to 72 hours, and it includes diazepam and nitrazepam. So what is the pharmacological action of benzodiazepines? Reduction of anxiety and aggression, depression of cognitive and psychomotor function, and sedation and induction of sleep. So at higher doses, benzodiazepines change sleep pattern. So they they cause induction of normal sleep because latency of sleep is reduced. So duration of stage 2 NREM sleep is increased, and duration of slow wave sleep is decreased. Next is skeletal muscle relaxation effect. Diazepam relaxes muscle spasticity by presynaptic inhibition in the spinal cord. Also, they can cause anticonvulsant effect, especially diazepam, lorazepam, clonazepam, and nitrazepam. And if we look at the respiratory system and CVS, minimal depressant effects in therapeutic doses. So next is mechanism of action. So which includes GABA, which are gamma aminobutyric acid, is the major inhibitor neurotransmitter in the central nervous system. So benzodiazepines increase the efficiency of GABAergic synaptic inhibition. So the effect of benzodiazepines is to enhance the response to GABA by facilitating the opening of GABA activated chloride channels. It causes increase in the frequency of channel opening but no change in the conductance or mean open time. So next is pharmacokinetics. So most of them are well absorbed orally. Like triazolam, alprazolam, and diazepams, they are rapidly absorbed, and oxazepam and lorazepam, they are slowly absorbed. Next is benzodiazepines are lipid soluble and widely distributed. So they cross placental barrier during pregnancy and they are excreted in milk, that is fetal and neonatal depression. So highly bound to plasma protein and all benzodiazepines are metabolized in liver. So next is therapeutic use of benzodiazepines. First one is sleeping disorders, lorazepam and triazolam. Next is anxiety disorder, alprazolam. Third is treatment of epilepsy, diazepam and lorazepam. Fourth one is muscle relaxation, which have diazepam. So adverse effect tab. First one is tolerance. So physical and psychological dependence. Next is withdrawal symptoms, anxiety, rebound insomnia, anorexia, tremors and convulsions, hangover, drowsiness, sleep tendency, confusion, especially in long-acting drugs. So next class is psychopharmacological agents. So the psychopharmacological agents, these are the agents which are employed to treat behavioral or mental disease which have depression, psychosis and mania, and they are called psychotropic drugs or psychotherapeutic agents or psychoactive agents. So they can be classified into the following groups. First one is antidepressant drugs. Second one is antipsychotic drugs, and third one is anti-manic drugs. So the antidepressant drugs are they are used in the treatment of depression, and the antipsychotic drugs they are used to treat patients of psychosis or schizophrenia, and anti-manic drugs they are used in the treatment of mania. So if you look at the antidepressant drugs, they are used in the treatment of depression. So you should know about the depression and what are the causes of depression. So the main cause is decrease the level of excitatory neurotransmitters, that is adrenaline or noradrenaline and serotonin. So depression have several symptoms, so which includes sleep disturbance, persistently sadness, anxious and empty moods, loss of pleasure in usual activities, and feeling of helplessness, guilt or worthlessness, fatigue or decreased energy, restlessness, irritability, and change in appetite or weight. So let us look at the classification of antidepressant drugs. They are classified into four classes: tricyclic antidepressant or reuptake 1 inhibitor, which includes imipramine and amitriptyline. Second is selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, which are called SSRIs, fluoxetine, fluvoxamine, and paroxetine. Next, we have MAO inhibitors, which are phenelzine, salicyline, and chlorgyline. The next class is heterocyclic depressants and heterocyclic antidepressants with second and third generation. So amoxapine, trazodone, ioxapine, bupropion, these are drugs which comes under the category of second generation, and mirtazapine and venlafaxine, these drugs comes under the third generation drugs. First one is tricyclic antidepressant. So let us look at the mechanism of action. So these agents selectively and irreversibly inhibit the monoamine reuptake 1 and serotonin in the sympathetic nerve endings. So most of them block the histaminic and muscarinic receptors. So in their pharmacological action, they have an effect on CNS, effect on ANS and CVS. So in case of effect on CNS, in depressed person mood is elated, but in normal person there is no mental elation. So in case of effect of ANS, it produces anticholinergic effects like dry mouth, blurred vision, urinary retention, constipation, and mental confusion. And if we look at the effect of CVS, it can cause tachycardia, postural hypotension. So, what is their therapeutic use? So they have a major use in the depression. They have a important role in the attention deficit disorder. So in case of attention deficit disorder, we can use desipramine and imipramine. And next is anxiety disorder, in which serotonin and NA reuptake inhibitor can be used. Next we have adverse effects. First one is anticholinergic effects, which have blurred vision, constipation, urinary retention, and sedative effect include sleepiness and tremors. So if we look at the selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, mechanism of action is these agents selectively and reversibly inhibits serotonin reuptake in serotoninergic nerve. So it does not produce antihistaminic and antimuscarinic effect. So if we look at the therapeutic uses of selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, they have a major use in the depression. They have very important role in the treatment of obsessive compulsive disorder. So fluvoxamine is a drug which is widely used in the obsessive compulsive disorder treatment, and they can also use in the obsessive in the some form of panic disorder. So in addition to the therapeutic uses, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors, they have several adverse effects also, uh, which have which include sexual dysfunction, which is mainly caused by the fluoxetine, then tremor and GIT symptoms. Then there is a monoamine oxides inhibitor, which are called MAO inhibitors. So MAO is a mitochondrial enzyme involved in the oxidative deamination of noradrenaline, adrenaline, dopamine, and 5-HT. So monoamine oxides are of two types, MAO A and MAO B. MAO A is found in CNS, sympathetic terminal liver gut, and it deaminates Na and 5-HT. So inhibitor is moclobemide and chlorgyline. And MAO B, it is found in CNS and platelets, and it deaminates NaH and 5-HT. And inhibitor is salicyline. Then we come to the mechanism of action. MAO inhibitor act by preventing oxidative deamination of these amines. The next is therapeutic uses. They have a major use in depression and panic disorder, and their adverse effect is postural hypotension and sleeping disturbance. Next is heterocyclic antidepressants, which have second and third generation. If you look at the mechanism of action, they have similar mechanism of action as monoamino oxide inhibitors, and their therapeutic uses in anxiety disorders and depression disorders. Adverse effects which are associated with the heterocyclic antidepressants are drowsiness, dizziness, weight gain, tremor, insomnia, and dry mouth. So next is antipsychotic drugs. So before studying about the antipsychotic drugs, you should know about the psychosis. So what is psychosis? It is a mental disorder with serious distortion of thoughts, behavior, and functional capacity to recognize reality and perception. So next is schizophrenia. So the patient of schizophrenia has splitting of perception, interpretation from reality. So the symptoms of schizophrenia include are of two types: positive and active symptoms, or negative or passive symptoms. So positive symptoms include thought disturbance, delusions, hallucinations, and negative symptoms include social withdrawal, loss of drive, diminished affect, and paucity of speech. So antipsychotic drugs, they are also called major tranquilizer or neuroleptic drug. So these drugs used for the treatment of major psychosis, and these drugs reduce agitation and disturbed behavior. So if we look at the classification, they are classified into two classes: typical antipsychotics, atypical antipsychotics. Typical antipsychotics further classified into three classes: phenothiazines, butyrophenones, and thioxanthines. So phenothiazines includes chlorpromazine, fluphenazine, and thioridazine, and butyrophenones, they include haloperidol and droperidol, and thioxanthines includes chlorproxy, protisane, and thiothixine. And atypical antipsychotics includes diphenylbutyl piperazines, which have pimozide, and second is dopamine 5-HT receptor blocker, which include risperidone and ziprasidone. What is their mechanism of action? First one is dopamine receptor blocking activity in brain. So the antipsychotic drugs mainly bind with the D2 receptor and other dopamine receptors and block the actions. So D2 receptor mainly present in the mesolimbic area of the brain. Next is serotonin receptor blocking action in the brain. Some newer antipsychotic drugs, clozapine and risperidone, they act by blocking the serotonin receptors in the brain. So next is pharmacological action. Effect of CNS. These drugs reduce the psychosis by blocking the dopaminergic receptor in the mesolimbic area of brain. They reduces anxiety and delusions. Next is effect on CANS. So it produces anticholinergic effects like dry mouth, blurred vision, urinary tension, and sedation. And the third one is effect on CVS, which have postural hypotension. Fourth one is effect on temperature regulating center. It decreases temperature by adrenergic blocking effect, which leads to vasodilation resulting in heat loss. Fifth one is enzymatic effect by blocking D2 receptor in the CTZ, which is also called chemotropic trigger zone of the medulla, which produce enzymatic effect. Sixth one is endocrine effect, which are blocking the tuberoinfundibular tract. Antipsychotic drug cause increase in prolactin secretion, which further increase in milk production and which can cause gynecomastia in the males. So the therapeutic uses are they are used in the psychiatric disorders like schizophrenia, acute manic episodes, and schizoaffective disorders. They are also used used as a antimatic and pre-anesthetic medication. Also, there are several adverse effects associated with them, which are they can cause hypertension, they can cause extrapyramidal syndromes like tremors, echinacea, and muscle dystonia, and it can cause anticholinergic effects like dry mouth, blurred vision, tachycardia, and it can cause endocrine side effects. So, this is all about the antidepressant drugs. So in next lecture we will study about the anti-manic drugs or mood stabilizers, and also we will study about the anticonvulsant drugs or anti-epileptic drugs. So thank you.